Alright guys, what's going on today? As you see, we're starting this video a little bit different. We're not out in the garage, and we have a whole bunch of Unitronic stuff here. I've got a Unitronic shirt on, I've got a Unitronic hat on. So I guess that only means one thing, guys. I'm happy to announce, if you guys haven't already seen from my Instagram page, that we are proudly partners with Unitronic now. So what we will be doing today is be going stage 2 with my MK7 GTI. Now, to get started, you're going to send you a little package. Usually it'll come in a box. Mine, they were out of boxes at the time, so Mark just gave me a little pamphlet, not really a pamphlet, more of just a little code to go and get your Unitronic software. So, start here on the Unitronic site. What you're going to be doing is going to the website provided, which is getunitronics.com/get-uniconnect. Now once this loads up, it's going to ask you to enter your cable number. You're going to take the number, it's actually underneath here. I'm just protecting mine just so you guys can't steal my information. But you're going to enter your, it usually starts with the UCP and then a list of numbers. Once you guys get there, it's going to take you to this site, this page here. Now it's going to tell you that you have two options here. You can either read the instructions or go ahead and start the download. I definitely recommend to go ahead and read the instructions first as it loads up. So make sure you go through and read through the software information here. It's going to tell you about how to get your cable set up, what your system requirements are for your computer, and a little bit of odds and ends between that, and just to make sure you have all your information all ready to go before you actually start your software tune. Now, I've already taken the liberty to go ahead and go through all this. I've read through it multiple times because I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little bit nervous. I've never done anything like this before, so if you guys are nervous about flash tuning, trust me, I am too. This is my very first time ever doing it. I do recommend, and I've actually talked to Unitronics about this, if you are worried like I am, I definitely recommend to do it during business hours. Make sure they are open from 9 until 6 on Monday through Friday, and today is a Friday, so we're going to be doing the software tune today while they are in shop. So if something would happen to go wrong, like my cable was actually disconnecting and from my computer, and I'm like, that's all I need is the computer disconnected while I'm doing this tune. So I have this actually duct taped on, so that way we don't have an issue with that thing popping off. I know I'm crazy, I'm over worrying, but we'll go ahead and get through this software tune. As I said, guys, make sure you read through this, get your information. Once you go back, have read it all, we're going to go back to this screen and you're going to start your Uniconnect download. You're going to go through the process and download the software. It's going to install the drivers that you need. Just go ahead and click yes through the process. If you read the instructions, it'll take you a step-by-step process through those instructions. Once you guys are going to do that, it'll then give you it'll go to the point where it's going to ask you for your email address, so that way you can get your cable activation. And you're going to get an email like this here. And it'll say, thank you for your Uniconnect cable activation request. To complete your Uniconnect cable activation, you're going to press here. So we're going to click here and get that started. And once you get there, it's going to bring you to a site that says My Cable. Once you get to My Cable, you're going to enter your email address, your password, confirm your password, and pick what your transmission type is, and complete the form. Therefore, once you guys are done with that, you will be able to finally flash it to stage 2. So in this next process, we're going to get out of all this information here and open the Uniconnect software here. But we're going to have to do this out in the garage. I just started it out in here. I do recommend to do it actually inside to get the software and everything put on your computer. That way you don't have to worry about maybe losing a little bit of a signal and it just taking a little bit longer. It's definitely a lot quicker to do it closer to your Wi-Fi router. So let's go ahead and get started, go out to the garage. In the garage getting started. I switched to the GoPro just for the time being. But one thing that Unitronics definitely recommends, it's not necessary, but it's definitely recommended, is to hook your battery up to, or hook your car battery up to a battery charger. So we're going to be doing that just to ensure that if something would happen, that the car itself or the battery would lose frequency, or while the car is actually flashing, there's options where the fans might be running and the electronics might be running to the point where it might pull some electricity and the battery voltage would go down, which could interrupt the ECU flashing process. So what we're going to be doing is putting up the battery charger to the battery, and we'll go ahead and do that now just to ensure that nothing happens. Alright guys, so we have our Uniconnect here. We're going to go ahead and plug it down here into the OBD port. So it's all plugged in. So all we have to do now is just plug it into the computer. So grab the computer right here, and we're going to start the Uniconnect process. Get nervous, guys. Okay, so it's telling me cable is not found, so make sure you plug the cable in. Now it should be detecting that cable. So plug the Unitronic in. It's popping up saying loading application. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Sorry for the camera angle. I'm trying to do the best I can with this, but it's loading the application now. Alright, so now it's going to ask for your username and password, so we'll go ahead and enter that information in now. Okay, so now we get the screen here. It says, please ensure that the cable is connected to the OBD port and the vehicle is switched on to the on position without the engine running. You make sure that you do not start your car, so with the turn cars, you're just going to be pushing it to the start button, or just to the on function, and with the push start like I have, you're just going to push it once and start the car. And we're going to press OK. Now it's detecting the ECU. And it's just checking to see what your VIN number is. It's showing my VIN number here. Please just confirm that that is my VIN number. You also want to make sure that you have any other electronics that you might have on in the car off, so that way it's not sucking more power. I do have my door open and the lights are going to be on for this process, but we are hooked up to the battery charger, so everything should be okay. So please confirm your VIN. That is my VIN number, so we're going to go ahead and continue and confirm. And we're going to perform an engine flash. That's now detecting the ECU, reading any trouble codes that it might have, and it's looking for all the stages that we have. Now we have a couple options here. Depending on what you purchase, this is what's going to be available to you. With my tune, we actually have the option for the stock, the stage 1 with 91. Stage 1 plus, and what we're going to actually be going with is the stage 2. The also option is the stage 2 with the crackles and the overrun enabled. We're not going to be running that today. Maybe at a later date I might run that, but just for the time being I'm going to go just straight to stage 2. So we'll go ahead and click that option here. Okay, now we get this first little thing that pops up. It says your ECU will be programmed with the following stage 2. It says make sure to pay attention that you are reprogramming your ECU memory. It's important to ensure that there is not any interruptions. We suggest that we're hooked up to make sure that the process does not come disconnected from the OBD port, which is currently flashing green. Make sure the computer and battery have sufficient charge, approximately 30 minutes to make sure that everything is connected and good. If something gets interrupted for any reason, it says that we must restart the application immediately. But not later than 4 hours, because then there is a risk of ECU damage or file loss. That's also why we're doing this during business hours, guys, so if something does happen, we can get a hold of the guys over at Unitronic. So I highly suggest that. And it says, by proceeding, you are acknowledging that this disclaimer and you take full responsibility. So I am ready. Let's do this, guys. And we're now starting a new flashing. So we're now flashing the car. Now, while this process is going, it's going to start detecting my ECU. While this is going on, we might have a few error messages that pop up on the dash while this is happening. There, see, it's already starting. It's just that whenever the ECU is starting to, it's basically taking those files and it's becoming disconnected. What it's going to do is going to, through the cycle, it's going to program the ECU, and once everything's done, those error codes should be gone. So we're just going to go ahead and start going through this process. So 2% in. We'll check back in with you guys once we get to the end. Alright guys, so we are finishing up the tune here. There it pops up, the ECU has been programmed successfully. Please switch ignition off and click next. So we press the off button and press next. Alright, now switch ignition on and then back off. So we'll go ahead and hit it on. We'll let it sit for about 5 seconds. And go ahead and turn it back off. And press next again. I'm waiting for ECU to power off. Now switch ignition on and click next to see if the ECU is okay. So we'll turn it on. And press next.
Did you turn it off?
What?
Weren't you supposed to turn on that off?
No. Alright, so we do have one code that is going to be a code from flashing the car. So we're going to go ahead and just hit the next button here. It says the ECU has been programmed successfully. Please turn off the ignition and click done. So we go ahead and hit done. Turn that off. Press done. Now you can go to the load ECU diagnostic tool. Go ahead and make sure you're still connected, which we still are. And then it says to turn the ignition back on. Press OK. That's detecting our ECU. And there is our code. So we're going to go ahead and just hit the clear DTCs, reading those trouble codes. And now there's no codes, so we can go ahead and turn the transmission off and press done. And there we should have a completely finished Stage 2 GTI. So we'll go ahead and get this thing started up. I'm going to let it run for a little bit just to make sure everything's running okay. Excuse me. But we're going to go ahead and run everything and make sure everything's running okay, good to go, and then we'll go take it for a little test drive. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the rest of this. Alright guys, so here we are in the first test drive of the GTI under Stage 2 Unitronic. I want to say first off, a huge thank you to Mark at Unitronics for helping me get this tune and getting everything set up with our partnership. I cannot thank you enough for all you guys have done for me, helping me out, keeping me de-stressed because I've been freaking out about this all week. Like I said, I've never flash tuned a car before. So we're getting ready to take our first turn out onto the main road here as soon as we can get a turn with no cars. And here we go to get our initial thoughts. Now it feels pretty good. I'm going to take it a little bit easy at first. I don't want to just straight get onto it. I'll definitely say that, I don't know if it's just because the way the tune is and stuff now, but I can definitely hear the exhaust a little bit more. So I don't know if, like, with everything the way it does, you can hear the exhaust a little bit more, but you can definitely hear that downpipe. I'm going to do a little bit of a... Oh, Jesus, yeah. You can definitely feel that come on a lot quicker. I don't want to be hooning on it too bad, because like I said, I do want the car to get used to the car a little bit. Or the tune to get used to the car a little bit. I don't want to just start, like, gunning it as hard as I can right away. I want the car to kind of get used to it. Sure, I'll have a couple codes that'll pop up here and there. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. This is all new to me. Like I said, I've never flash tuned a car before, but we'll let there be a little bit of space between us and the car in front of us, and we'll do a little bit of a pull here. Also throw it into sport mode. That might actually give us a little bit more. Jesus! Oh my God! Yeah, that definitely wants to break the tires loose. Yeah, putting it in sport mode definitely helped out there a lot.
I think he just his pants.
Oh my Jesus! Oh my God! I'm sorry for cussing, guys. I'm going to try and bleep those out for you so that way, because like I said, this is brought to you guys from Unitronic, so I don't want to upset them at all with me cussing, but holy, just, yeah, this is insane. I cannot, flash tuning is amazing. If you guys are out there and you're conscious, or like real worried like I was about your warranty, worrying about that stuff, I mean, this is the first test drive, so I don't know how. I will do a review as the video goes along, or as the tune goes along, show you guys what I think after a few weeks, few months, or something like that, what it's like driving this car at Stage 2. But roughly, I know Unitronic's numbers say that right now the car is at 339 horsepower to the crank. Now, I don't know what that'll mean to, like, once you guys, you do transmission loss and whatnot, but this feels like a whole new car. Like, I feel like it's just a completely different car that I'm driving right now. I cannot get over this. We'll go back around here in a minute and see if we can get a little bit more of a pull going again. Because like I said, I didn't even barely get into it. I only went half throttle and it, like, legitimately was like, holy shit, this thing goes. So, take this time, guys, if you do like this content and you are happy, like this stuff, make sure you guys hit the like button down below. Let me know that you like this video. Also, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate your subscribe. Like I said, I'm trying to push for 2,000 subscribers now, so if we can get there, that would be awesome. Also, at the time, take a chance and check out my Instagram post. I post the most on Instagram, so if you guys want to check out there, I post pictures probably just about every other day, so definitely go and check that out. But oh my God, I can't, I'm like shaking because I'm like a little girl right now. I can't stop talking because it's legitimately like such a different car right now. So we'll go ahead and do a quick little turnaround, head back. Actually, we'll get this way. Okay, guys, for those of you that do wonder, like, okay, what does stage 1, stage 2, stage 1 plus with Unitronic like really mean? I'll kind of post like a little image here to show you guys what stage 1, stage 2, and all their numbers are. Stage 1, you can run a stage 1 tune on your GTI completely stock. Like, you do not have to have any kind of modifications whatsoever to run stage 1. Now, stage 1 plus, I think it, don't quote me on this, but if I'm wrong, I'll put across here on the screen. But I think stage 1, all you really need is like a cold air intake or some type of aftermarket intake. Now, the stage 2, I will say that you do need to have a type of downpipe. I went with the CTS Catless Turbo downpipe. The reason why I went with that was because, honestly, it was one of the cheapest that I saw really good reviews on, and I was just curious to see like how it performed. And honestly, I'm really happy with the sound of it. If you guys are curious about it, there's not a whole lot of drone, if any at all. I know I've had people in the car, and we've been on highway speeds when we didn't have the tune on yet. It didn't have any drone, but it was great. But anyway, getting back to the stage 2 tune, it flashes like we said. We flashed it, and it was super easy. I cannot get over how easy it is to flash tune a car. I'm over here worrying I'm going to do something wrong, and it was no big deal whatsoever. So if you guys are in the market for tuning your car, if you're worried about your warranty, I would definitely recommend just waiting till after your warranty is up. But for those of you that are just going to send it like I did, holy shit, this thing is amazing. So we're going to end the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the Stage 2 Unitronic tune for the MK7 GTI. If you guys do have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comment section below. I greatly appreciate, once again, Unitronics for helping me out with this software, and I'm super happy. You have my business forever now. I can't wait to do more stuff with Unitronic with my car. So thank you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, take it easy, and we'll see you in the next one.